Well, today we're going to do something a little bit experimental. I've never tried this before. Unedited. We're going to go almost live. So what we have here is a screen recording of the different news that I'm going to be searching through, just to give you an idea of how I go through my daily news intake, my news dive. Here we have Mitt Romney saying it is increasingly apparent it would be important to hear from Joan Bolton. I think it's increasingly likely that other Republicans will join those of us who think we should hear from John Bolton. Now, as far as the impeachment trial itself, there's been a lot of back and forth, and as you know, the evidence is overwhelming that there was a quid pro quo, that Trump abused his power of office and tried to leverage Zelensky. We shall see what we shall see as the days progress here. Now, as far as news, I look at all these news sources, plus more down at the bottom here. So we're going to just hop, skip, and jump around to see whether we can get a better idea of what's going on in the world. As you know, there was a U.S. CIA plane that was brought down. Apparently, the individual who was responsible for Soleimani's death was killed in that accident. There's an advisory against travel to China due to the coronavirus. And I'm in a library, and this is why I'm basically whispering. Sputnik again reiterates the fact that an American E-11A aircraft crashed in Afghanistan. And we'll go to Veterans Today. It's one of my favorite websites. Again, murder of Soleimani killed with spy plane shot down over Afghanistan. Now, if you go to Veterans Today, you'll see there's been a number of articles that portend to a war between the U.S. and Russia. And Russia, China, and Iran had a naval exercise during the holidays. So it's very likely that there's going to be some kind of a confrontation here between the U.S. and Russia. They say it's imminent. We go to the Russian Insider. I don't usually spend too much time in here because it's mostly a propaganda blog. At Russians' insistence, Israel, a haven for pedos and sodomites, bans them from adopting Russian children. Okay, we go to Zero Hedge. There's apparently 30,453 people under observation in China. We have San Francisco activating emergency operations to prepare for coronavirus. Okay. Iraq protests. Death toll soars past 600. Somebody is stirring the pot in Iraq, destabilizing the Middle East. Guess who the heck could be? This is more of a tabloid site. Don't pay too much attention to it. But here's some interesting headlines. Ghislaine Maxwell visited Prince Andrew up to 4 times a day at Buckingham Palace as ex-protection officer. Epstein, he had a lot of names in his black book, high up, and he had to be liquidated. Adam Schiff says he felt threatened by the wrathful and vindictive comments made by President Trump, where he says Schiff hasn't paid the price yet, a price. Press TV, this is an Iranian site. Interesting headline, no U.S. commander safe if Iranian commanders threatened. Zarif says Trump delusional deal will be dead on arrival. Angered Palestinians reject U.S. deal of the century. Syrian terror groups plan false flag gas attacks. And it even is highlighted here that Romney is pressed by GOP over calling for witnesses. Let's go to the Hill. All eyes are on Bolton now, as he has more evidence that Trump knew and planned to withhold aid from the Ukraine in advance as a condition that Ukraine investigated the Bidens. But to deflect, Trump team goes on the attack against the Bidens as if we're going to be impeaching Joe Biden or Hunter Biden. Waste of time. GOP defends Trump. Of course, Trump has the goods on the GOP senators. He has warned that anybody who goes against his wishes will have his head on a pike. These are the kind of threats we've been getting here. He even threatened the whistleblower at one time, calling him a traitor. Typical mobster talk. Gantz hails Trump's peace plan, says he'll work to implement it after elections. There's Gantz with Trump. While the Palestinian Authority urges Arabs to boycott peace plan, it's a no-win for the Palestinians. J-Post. Trump to reveal deal of the century. Evangelicals see Trump plan as proof Israel kissed by God. Don't forget, we have the caricature Christians on the far right who are begging for a war with Iran to see their end-time scenario unfold. And so it goes. They think that by bringing on war instead of proclaiming peace, they are the children of God. Big miscalculation on their part. They are playing right into Satan's hands. Okay. Trump invites Arab envoys to peace plan unveiling against Abbas's rage. Netanyahu may waive immunity bid. They are barking up the wrong tree if they think the Palestinians will accept this deal. Gives them nothing. Evangelicals, here we go again. Evangelicals and settlers anxiously wait to show Trump and Netanyahu who's the boss. Okay, you get the idea. Now this website, Fars News, was a Iranian website, but it has been deactivated as of yesterday. And it gave timely, informative, real news, not fake news. So something is up. They're preparing for something. They don't want the world to know the fine details of what's going on in the Middle East. Coronavirus woes affects the markets in South Korea. And South Korea has just sent some troops to the Strait of Hormuz. Again, another indicator that something is in the offing. They are preparing. They are preparing for something. Okay. Again, the virus is top of the news. We have here international South China Morning Post. Short-lived how coronavirus could hurt China's economy. The U.S. is observing 110 patients for virus, while other countries assess plans. Virus patients infecting 2 or 3 other people. Now, when you get to renz.com, this is a huge website with so many news stories. We just don't have the time to go through all of them. It has the headlines. We have a Toronto cluster, a second case of coronavirus confirmed. Bolton bombshell undercuts Trump's impeachment defense. Trump enraged at Bolton book quote that claims Trump absolutely withheld Ukraine aid to force investigation of Biden's. Here we have another figure. They know coronavirus jumps to 8,538, 2,794 confirmed. Chinese doctor filmed breaking down, yelling at the media dare not report the true number of infections. Pompeo privately admitted that Giuliani claims about Ukrainian ambassador were phony. Again, Pompeo, the self-proclaimed liar who has instituted lying at the CIA level. Okay, we're not going to go into any more of this. Go to Drudge Report. U.S. warns against China travel. Trump blasts Bolton lies. Book blows trial open. Romney Collins signal support. These are some of the headlines here we're seeing. The president down big to 2020 rivals. Let's see. What does that have to offer? Oh, we're going to see an ad here pop up anytime soon. So we won't get the full story on this. You won't get the full story on this. Reuters. Republicans in trial on the spot over Bolton book report. They're on the spot. Now I wonder if Supreme Court Justice John Roberts will make some kind of a ruling. He hasn't said very much. Not said very much lately. And English Arabia. Trump upbeat on peace plan despite Palestinian rejection. Yeah, that's Trump for you, the carny. He's always upbeat about his agenda. Saudi foreign minister says Israeli passport holders cannot visit kingdom. Well, that's a change of pace. I thought they were in good terms with Israel. Okay. Middle East Monitor. Trump says he will unveil Israel-Palestine plan Tuesday. Right. These are the kind of news we're getting. They're sort of repeat news. New Eastern Outlook. This is a Russia-sponsored website. What does the U.S. hope to achieve in Iraq through maintaining its illegal presence? That's more of a op-ed. News on Lebanon, Syria, Israel promises to annex Jordan Valley, threatened peace deal with Amman. Okay, so Jordan is not very happy about that. This is the tabloid Daily Mail. Sometimes it has interesting news. These choppers don't just fall out of the sky, Rick. I'm so heartbroken about Kobe Bryant's passing away with his daughter. It breaks my heart. Inside Kobe's chopper. I'm very, very saddened by this news. Kobe was a staunch anti-Trumper. He would not visit the White House. And in some instances, he told the world that Trump was the most divisive president ever. Antiwar.com. They claim the Taliban shut it down. I don't believe that, but could very well be the case. Rouhani warns of threat to democracy ahead of elections. Now, is he talking about the U.S. election? President urges high voter turnout in face of Trumpism. Yep. They're looking at their own election here, February 21st. Okay. BBC. Nothing of interest. We'll skip that. Go to Fort Russ. This is an old news item. Old news item. Alright, Syrian Arab news. Terrorists and their supporters target oil maritime pipeline networks to hinder production of petroleum derivatives. Army destroys terrorist front lines, fortifications. Varshinin talks deal with situation in Aleppo and Idlib. Crescent International. No war on Iran rallies held in major cities across the globe. That's what the world wants, peace. The world wants peace. But the Satanists, the spawn of Satan, want war. No U.S.-Israel commander to remain safe if Iranians threaten. General Salami. Iran's president warns of U.S. attempt to undermine public trust. Again, the Iranians are going to push back. Would you blame them? Would you blame them? Syrian army continuing rapid advance in Idlib, controlling key areas west of Aleppo. Wars and rumors of wars and earthquakes in diverse places. And that's it, folks. I hope you enjoyed this. I know it was kind of sporadic and hodgepodge, but it's the best we can do under the circumstances.